Heyo, what's up? So I had an idea for a series where I basically go back through all of my platinum trophies and kind of talk about what getting the platinum was like, and also kind of review the game a little bit. Um, it's two pronged. I want to review games, but I also want to help people get inside the mind of why platinums are so fun and why it's like my main hobby. Um, so yeah, I thought I'd start at the start. I don't know how many per video I'll do. I don't know if I'll separate it by 1, 5, or 10. So this is gonna be the first one. This is a fucking dry run. So here we go, I guess. All right. So I have a special screen for this. Ooh, fancy. So my very first platinum, which people may or may not know about, was uh, Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. So trophies were added in around 2019, I want to say. I want to say it was the end of 2019, or sorry, 2019, 2009. Towards the end of that, I remember them being out on 360. Like achievements had already been a thing for like a couple of years, and I like the idea of achievements, but I also preferred playing on my PS3. If that made sense. So I was like, eh. I remember the very first game I played with trophies was Grand Theft Auto 4, and you had to start a new playthrough to get trophies, but I hadn't beaten it the first time. So I remember being kind of annoyed by it. So I started a new game just for trophies. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, I guess. Just achievements. It's fun. The first game that, like, truly, I had it in the wrong order, that truly made me, like, kind of go, okay, this is pretty fun, was Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. For those who don't know, I think you can see it behind my head, so how appropriate. Um, this is my favorite PS3 game, like hands down. I love the Ratchet and Clank series. I love this game in particular. I think it's such a good balance of story and gameplay, where it's just one of my favorites. So naturally, it made sense that this is the first game where I was like, okay, but how can I play this game more? So let's go through. So the first couple of trophies here are going to be your standard stuff I got on Christmas. Aw, that's cute. Um, so the first couple ones are pretty standard. What I love about this view is it tells you the time between each trophy, or between each trophy. So like I got the first one, and then about 25 minutes later, I got the next one, and then about 8 minutes later, I got the next one, and then another 5 hours later, I got the next one, and so on. So these are pretty standard stuff. You'll get these by just beating the game. So beat this part of the story, beat this part of the bolts. This stuff makes me sad. So we see that 95% of people beat the tutorial level with Clank, and then it drops, and then by like to get to like their first weapon upgrade, or even to like get to the first boss, 25% of people are just like, it's not my game. I hate shit like that. Like, are you kidding me? This game's phenomenal. Um, so this is all really story stuff. Also, spoilers, just in case you haven't played this game that came out over a decade ago. Um, so then we have some more optional stuff. We have win the bronze, silver, gold tournament, collect bolts. We have some more story stuff. Visit the Insomniac museums. This is a fun one. So this game marked the 10th anniversary of the Ratchet and Clank series. I think that sounds right. No, I think the Ratchet and Clank collection marked that. But if you pre-ordered this game, or if you got it at launch, it came with a little code inside the box for the Insomniac Museum, and you could basically just go there immediately. And for people who've played the past Ratchet and Clank games, basically, usually you can find it by like the super secret thing in like a level. You'll be able to like go into the Insomniac offices, and you'll see a bunch of like concept stuff and like all the mini games and whatnot. Um, it's always really cool. So they put that in this game as well, but this gave you like early access to it. So I guess like halfway through the game, I was just like, let me just go to the Insomniac Museum, and there it is. So I do want to look at the timestamps here. So this is the first day, right at noon, and then I've been playing pretty much nonstop. You can see it go up to the 27th. Purchase all weapons, and then I don't know what happened here. I must have took like a week break, um, or maybe I just like didn't. So let's see. We have Confront Dr. Fahrenheit in the past. Visit that. Save General Azimuth. Unlock the voice. So these aren't. None of these are for beating the game. Um, these are just like different story beats. Purchase all the weapons. Collect all construction mods. Collect 1,000,000 bolts. These are all like pretty well made too. I usually don't care about whether it's a bronze, silver, or gold. Like it doesn't matter in the end because I'm just trying to get them all. Um, but like gold for getting all the weapons, gold for getting 1,000 bolt. That tracks. Sure. Win the Rare Tame tournament. Defeat Dr. Nefarious, who is not the final boss. Defeat General Azimuth. Spoiler. So that tells me that 59% of people beat the game. That's great. I'm happy with that. One thing I do want to clarify is there are two percentages here. So we have the... I actually think, yeah. So the percentages you see here are percentage of people on PSN profiles. So of these 234,000 people or so. But if you hover over it, it'll show you like the total PSN rarity. It doesn't really go too crazy until you get to stuff like this where, let's find it again here. Right here. So 59% of PSN profiles players beat the game. Only 36% of total players beat the game. Shame on you. I love this game. So then complete the game on hard. You'll notice that that's popped 5 seconds after. Complete the game on medium. Complete the game on casual. So I started the game on hard. He was like, I love this series. I want to start on hard so like I get a good challenge and I'm playing it. I think this was actually one of the first games where I was like, I'm pretty good at these games. I've played all of them to death. If I want a better experience, maybe I should try and challenge myself and like play it on a higher difficulty. I kind of like measure that out now, where if I'm playing a game in a series like I know like front and back, I'm like, might as well start on hard just because like not because I'm like, oh, look at my big fucking E-peen, but because I want to enjoy the game more. Just because like if it's just like too easy, then it's not as fun for me. But that's fine. So then so that happened on January 5th. It took me about 10, 11 days to beat the game. That tracks. I don't think it's that long. I mean, I think if I played that today, even if I played it today brand new, like I'd never seen it before, I probably would be in the game in like maybe 2 or 3 days. My like the amount of games I've played has skyrocketed since this. I know I was in what was this? This was 2010, but it just turned over in 2009. I think it would have been sophomore year of high school when this happened. I'm fucking old now. So then this is the first one. I think this is the point right here. So up until now, I had just wanted to basically beat the game and then kind of like do all the side stuff that I could. This is the first trophy that you will not get automatically. If you're like just playing the game to like 100% it, I guess. Score 10,000 points on My Blaster Runs Hot, and then the trophy name is My Blaster Runs Really, Really Hot. Very funny. There's a little mini game inside of the arena, and it's just like it almost reminds me of the Stardew mini game, but it's like significantly easier than that. I remember it gave me a little bit of trouble. As you can see, there's a 6 fucking day difference. I wasn't trying it like that crazy. It is funny to me that I got it at 4 a.m. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry, it wasn't 6 days. So it was 6 months or 7 months later. So like I'd kind of put the game down after I beat it, which is normal. I mean, I've done that with other games. So I picked it back up because I was like, I want to play Ratchet and Clank again. And I was like, well, let's try and look at the trophy list and see what I can go for. So this one seemed like an easy one because it's kind of one-off. You don't really have to follow a guide or anything. So I remember that one taking me a little bit. But I did eventually get it. I can't believe I got it at 4 a.m. That's ridiculous. I actually remember having a lot of trouble with that. You can do this 2-player. I don't know if it's easier that way because I played it by myself because I'm all alone. Couch co-op is just... So then this is the next thing. Vanquish Lord Voicelon. So you go to his ship, I want to say 2 times in the main story. And then you go back a 3rd time after you beat the game as like a kind of like post-game dungeon. It's not that hard at all. In fact, I don't really like the design of it. It's pretty bland. Like, it's a spaceship. We're playing Ratchet and Clank. There's plenty of those. But I mean, so that's fine. So they basically, when you beat the game, it tells you go challenge Lord Voicelon or just do a new game plus. So I did that. And that's a pretty easy one. I did that maybe like 14 hours later. Collect all the gold bolts. So I definitely would have followed a guide for this. Stuff like this when I first started was like really, really daunting. And it can be daunting to people too. I think for gold bolts, it's always like 40. But the cool thing about the modern games is that you can like hover over a world and it'll say how many of the gold bolts you got. So like if you know which one you're missing, you just kind of like, or if you like even just look at a quick like guide, it's pretty easy to find. So I don't like video guides. I know that sounds really weird, but it's like I'm much faster just like reading description, going, "Oh, I know where that is," um, than like actually taking a video. So I will always try and go for text guides over video guides. But as we move into the future, it becomes more and more rare. PSN profiles. I'm just going to take a quick break before I do that. It's actually really good about trophy guides. Some of them are hit or miss, but these are all like written. I love the way it's formatted. So these are all highlighted green because I have them. But like it'll tell you which ones you're missing. You can basically look at this list and see which one you're missing and kind of decide which one you want to go. You click it, jumps right to it. There's descriptions for each individual trophy. Like I said, there's some video guides. Here's the one for that's what my blaster run is really hot looks like. But there's always just like a general guide. Basically, there's stage 1, play the game on hard. Yep, I did that. Post game, finish all the stuff, finish collecting everything, and then challenge mode, which is just beat the game again. So it's cool. I always like stuff like that. So, let's get back. So then I beat that. Then I collected all the gold bolts. For this one, I don't know if I would have used a guide. I think because Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time shows which bolts you're missing, I probably like wandered around and just tried to look for them myself. And if I like really got stuck, I would have like looked it up. That's not too hard. Like it shows. It only took me like 3.5 hours after that. At minimum, finding all the gold bolts, even if you collected none of them, would take you like an hour tops to grab all 40 once you beat the game. Destroy Dr. Nefarious' Armada. Oh, so this is fun. One thing I failed to mention was during the time I was playing this game, there was an outage on PSN where trophies just weren't tracked for a couple days because it was still kind of a new feature. The only 2 games I remember it really affecting were this one, and it affected Infamous 1. So Infamous, I don't have like the first, or for a while I didn't have the first like couple trophies for good or evil, because it's basically just like choose this or choose this, and I didn't have either of them, but I had ones from later. So I got these when I played it on challenge mode. And then I guess I didn't rescue all the Zoni or do all the space missions. Or if I did, I think that might have happened. I think I probably did both of these when the trophy outage was happening, so it didn't track my other playthrough. So I got them again. This is funny because this would have like destroyed. I hate when shit like this happens. So this would have easily like killed a run for me. I would have been like, oh, I would have lost all motivation. The fact that I came back like 6 months later or 7 months later tells me how good Ratchet and Clank is as a game. But yeah, and then just completed challenge mode, which is just New Game Plus. So overall, pretty quickly, it took a total of 6 months, 2 weeks, 5 days, and 1 second. Or 1 second after the challenge mode, that makes sense. And it's a 21% roughly platinum rate. It should be much higher than that. I'm going to completely level with you. This is super easy platinum. So that should not be that difficult. Oh, we're at 13 minutes. Maybe I will do one per video. So yeah, that's let's try for 5. I don't know how long I want this to be. Hey, you, the one watching this video. Should I do 1 per video, or should I do 2, 3, 4, 5, 10? No set amount. How long do you want these videos to be? All right. So that was Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. That was my first platinum trophy. There are technically, actually, I wonder. No, okay. So there's the releases. I always love this stuff too. The first trophy I got was 11 years ago. Can't believe how long it's been. So if you look at the Ratchet and Clank games, you can see all of the platinums. So there's Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, 3, Crack in Time, Into the Nexus, and the remake. And then there's the side stories too. So there was no there were no trophies for Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction or Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty, because both those games came out before trophies had really been a thing, and they like couldn't add them in post, or they didn't want to. I don't know what the actual thing is. So yeah, this is my first trophy, and first platinum, and this is really what got me into platinum trophy, because the whole method behind it was I want to get the most out of my game, and also just like I beat the game and I was like, that was so much fun, I want to play more of it. But I don't really do I just want to beat the game again? Like that might get a little boring. So having something like aim for on a second playthrough is easily what happened here. And ironically, there's a new game that Insomniac put out, Spider-Man for PS4, that has the exact same effect, and it's so crazy watching on like the trophy subreddit, watching people get their first platinum with Spider-Man PS4, because it's the exact same idea where it's like it's not that challenging, but it's like just enough where it's like I really like the game, I want to play more of it, so I'm gonna go and do all the like side stuff by the same fucking developers. It's the exact same idea. It's just the game, and I wouldn't say that those games are too short either. It's just like because I replayed Spider-Man Remastered recently. That game's decently long. It's like a good 40 hours if you do all the side stuff and everything. Maybe not 40, maybe 30. Um, but yeah, so much fun. So that's this one. I'm gonna do one more for this one. No, we're gonna leave it here. So that's my first platinum. That's the first platinum review. If you like it, you want to see more of it, you can clearly see my uncertainty. I don't know how the fuck to do this. Let me know, and I'll keep going. I think it's a fun idea. Basically, just go through, get inside my brain a little bit, also kind of impart my platinum knowledge on you. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.